Well, we're still retracing the East Broad Top Railroad, and look at this. Got a quick shot of a speeder going across Oddfellows Cemetery Road as they pulled up. And look at this. The Friends Group and the EBT Foundation have been working together to get the right-of-way restored south of Rockhill Furnace. At present, they have about a half-a-mile new track laid down south of the shops. And looking at the complex at Rockhill, you'll notice that cupola structure to the right-hand side. More on that later. But this is very exciting developments as the railroad is trying to restore the line south of Rockhill Furnace. The end goal eventually is to get all the way to Robertsdale, but right now the first big goal is to get the line expanded to Tatillo. And before we head to Rockhill itself, let's get another run by of that speeder. Now, just for the Friends reunion, the East Broad Top put this combination together of M6 and one of their open-air cars to take people on the half-mile ride they currently got going south of Rockhill. But if you want something a little more comfortable to ride on, you'll notice since the last time I've been up here, there are some new looking cars. And that's right, the East Broad Top have contracted out a car company up in Washington State to make 4 new coaches. And these look very similar to the original coaches used on the line. And I'll look inside here, these lavish seats. Well, they're lavish to me considering what the open air cars look like. Now, as much as some people would like to ride in these fancy cars, I am not a normal person, as you're clearly aware if you're watching this video. We're not riding in style like this. We have something even better. Look at that. Now this is what historians ride upon. So this is the M-3, and it was the last of the motor equipment built for the East Broad Top. And it was actually built in the early 1920s. Some sources say it started with scratch parts and elements of a Maxwell motor and rear end, but today clearly it's all made with parts of a Nash motor and train drive. In 2006, the Friends Group restored M-3 to operating status, and now, on special circumstances, M-3 allows visitors to get a glimpse into what it was like to be an inspection crew on the East Broad Top in its heyday. And, well, this is all the more room you get inside the M-3. I think at most you could squeeze 6 in here. The advantages of riding in the M3 is getting to feel what it would be like to be in the cab of an actual locomotive. You get that nose forward look up the rails, unobscured. Well, definitely not the most pleasant sound you'll hear on the East Broad Top Railroad, but it sure gets your attention if you're at a crossing. Here we are at the northern end of usable track. This is just south of Charlottesburg, Pennsylvania, Colgate Grove. Now, the Y here was originally created back in the heyday of the railroad. The spur to the right of the screen would have gone up about a mile or so into some clay mines and would have accessed clay, and the clay would have been used to help build bricks north on the line at Mount Union. bridge we just crossed over is an overpass for Runk Road. It gave the East Broadtop a bit of a pickle when they first started restoring this back in 2020. A truck or maybe a backhoe or something hit the overpass and disaligned it. So that was one of the first major projects they unexpectedly had to take up here. So about this cupola-looking structure, this is the filling shed for the coal dock in the Rockhill yards. The EBT Foundation is looking to bring this back to a fully functioning coal dock. They've laid rail for hoppers to come to the top, and then this filling shed that the Friends Group had built would protect the hoppers as they offload the coal into the dock below. And that'll do it for our ride on the M-3. We got up close and personal, got to inspect the progress of the Friends Group restoring the East Broadtop Railroad. And there it goes. It's going backwards across the crossing, and they're actually going to stash it. The M-3, along with appears to be one of the hand cars, have its own special place in a little shed next to the electric and brake shops. And something very convenient this past season at the EBT is that there was a small snack stand located at the station. This was actually Jenky's 2.0. Jenky's Joint is the main restaurant, and they're located in Orbsonia, PA. They set up a spin-off location to take advantage of the passengers on the EBT this summer, and the stand was all decked out in items relating to the Pioneer Trail bus system. This was a spin-off company of the East Broadtop around the 1930s and 40s that provided service to just about everybody in Huntington County. Very unique, gives you understand how big the East Broadtop was. This was no little tiny operation, and yes, I had a very, very big chicken wrap and very much enjoyed it. So if you're in the Orbsonia Rockhill area, be sure to stop at Jenky's Joint. Oh, thank you guys for hanging in and riding along with me on the M-3. I know this was a bit of a more simplistic video for retracing history. If you want an uncut version of the M-3 ride that I took, there will be an uncut version posted on our sister page, Laurel Highlands Railfan Films. We have one more part for Volume 2. We'll see you next week.